Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Fonta Flora Brewing Company. Recently I've been saying they're out of Nebo because that's where their new brewery is, but this is from the old brewery, which is where their original tap room is now, Morganton, North Carolina. And this, if anyone knows what this is a throwback. I bought this in one of their vintage bottle sales. This beer is called Illerwood. See there, it's a tart Appalachian Saison ale brewed with pear juice and elderflowers, which sounds awesome. I've never had this before. That's pretty much the reason I bought it, but I buy all their stuff anyways because I love their beers. And this was bottled in June of 2016, so it usually gets released a couple months after it's bottled, so this probably came out a little over 3 years ago. And this is 6.4 ABV, which is the same ABV as like all of their AWAS. So I'm wondering if the base is the same or similar. Yeah, that's the only thing I know about this. I don't know anyone. I'm sure I know people who have had it, but I've never talked to anyone about it, so I don't know what to expect. But I do think pears work really well in sour beers. Not many breweries have used them, but I do like when I have a beer with pears. Yeah, I'm going to crack it open and see what we got. And all of the beers I've had from them that I've bought at their cellar sales have held up very well. So I'm pretty excited and hoping this is the same. I guess if I had one that was bad, I guess it would be kind of hard to say if it quote unquote had held up because, I don't know what I don't necessarily know what it tasted like fresh, but I guess unless it's like if it was oxidized or something, then I would know. And obviously this is not, this isn't losing carbonation or anything. It poured pretty vigorously and still has a nice white head. Really nice. Darker golden color, slightly, I wouldn't say slightly, a little more than that, cloudy, looks pretty standard for their Saisons, to be honest. Ooh. It definitely has their house funk, a good bit of oak, a little bit of like minerally sweet tarty candies. It does have a little bit of like an acetic character to it too. It's almost like bordering on like goose, which is really weird. Like it's not like vinegary, but it does have that like really bright. I don't know, because I know acidity itself isn't a smell, but whatever this smells like reminds me of gooses and like really bright, funky wild ales. There is a little bit of like cheesiness, and I would say there is a tiny bit of vinegar, but it's so mute. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's really weird because I wonder if this is the base for the AWAS beers. That'd be interesting because the ABV is the same. Because this is a little it's not like as sour as the AWAS beers generally are, but this has a little bit more it just comes off like a little more on like the sour ale side and a little less on just like the general bready, funky but slightly tart Saison side of their offerings. But it's funny now I'm smelling it. It almost has like that farty smell that some lambics have. Really, the flavor is this. This honestly reminds me of Goose. It's crazy. It has a little bit of that like burnt tire plasticky character that I get in Goose. I mean, it's pretty minimal and it's not like detracting from the beer, but very minerally, a little perfumey. Really, it has a lot of the characteristics that a Goose does, but it just doesn't have that that like tongue biting sourness in the back end. It's actually pretty balanced. There's a lot of like apple skins in this too. Like not green apples, like not like acetaldehyde, but or acetaldehyde, however it's said. But just like nice bright like Macintosh or something like that. Man, that is good. Now I'm like really curious what this tasted like fresh. If it kind of molded into what this is, or if this was kind of similar to what it was before. The only complaint I would have is it has this very slight character. Excuse me, and I mentioned this with other people around me with other sour beers, and they've all said I'm crazy, but when you open the wrapper for like plastic inflatable thing, like a beach ball or something like that, it has this like weird, like really specific plastic smell. And I'm not getting it. Usually it's more in the aroma than in the flavor, but in this I'm not getting in the aroma at all, but I'm getting it a little bit in the taste. But it is very, very slight. The thing I love about this is it's very, very complex without having a lot of acidity. Like it's not back of the throat sour like some lambics or other things that are acidic, but it's not even like front of the tongue sour either. It's just like there's enough acidity to know that it's a wild beer, but it's not. I could drink this all day and not like get heartburn. I feel like. I mean, it's probably, I would say, yeah, it's probably the same level as like Hill Farmstead Saison as far not quality. Not that it's not on that level, but I'm saying when I said that I wasn't talking about the quality. I just mean the tartness level. Yeah, it's weird. It tastes so much better than it smells. The smell is kind of weird. It almost has like a rotting. I know I said like farty before, but now that I go back and smell it more, it almost has like kind of like a rotting vegetable type aroma. I'm not necessarily digging, but the flavor is on point. It's delicious. So yeah, I don't know if I'll ever have the opportunity to buy this again, or if anyone will for that matter. I mean, and they did this sale, and this is 3 years old now. I can't imagine. Like, whatever they put on sale, I wouldn't be surprised if that was all that they had or all they planned on selling. Because at this point, I mean, do you really want to be selling beers much past 3 years? And I know it's a sour beer, but still, it's not even corked and caged. You know, it's just capped. So I can't imagine it's going to hold up for that much longer. So I would recommend buying this because I would definitely buy it again. But I don't know if anyone's ever going to be able to. But if you're at Fonta, Flora and you're able to, or someone's offering it for a reasonable price, I would definitely buy this. Very, very good. And I know they make a lot of great sour beers, but this is just it's just different than most of the other stuff I've had from them. It just really is. Yeah, it's just different. It's a lot. Their stuff's usually more complex on like the bready, like oaky, funky side. This is more towards like an actual traditional goose, which is really interesting to me. I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.